So, friends, Donald Trump has only had his little dictatorial hands on the DC Police Department for a few days, and he's already threatening to extend his grip on the DC police beyond the statutorily allowed 30 days. You know what's the most important thing to know about this story? DOJ has still not released the Epstein files. That's what this DC power grab is all about. Yet another distraction from the Trump, Epstein, Maxwell scandal. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, in what I've been calling the mother of all distractions, Donald Trump is trying to divert our attention away from the Trump, Epstein, Maxwell scandal with what he's been doing in Washington, D.C., but it's not going to work. Still, let's talk about the recent reporting in Donald Trump's little dictatorial DC power grab. This from Reuters. Headline: Trump wants to extend federal control over Washington police. And that article begins, U.S. President Donald Trump said on Wednesday he would ask the Republican-controlled Congress to extend federal control of Washington's city police force beyond 30 days, escalating his campaign to exert presidential power over the nation's capital. Trump also asserted that any congressional action could serve as a model for other U.S. cities. He has previously threatened to expand his efforts to other Democratic-run cities, such as Chicago, that he claims have failed to address crime. The Republican president's extraordinary moves in Washington are reflective of how he has approached his second term in office, shattering political norms and legal concerns to test the limits of his office's power. It was not clear how Trump's takeover of Washington's Metropolitan Police Department could be replicated elsewhere. In seizing control on Monday, Trump took advantage of a federal law, the District of Columbia Home Rule Act, that permits the president to do so under emergency circumstances for up to 30 days. There is no basis for Trump to attempt similar takeovers in other cities, according to John Fishwick Jr., a former federal prosecutor in Virginia, who said that Washington represents a unique situation. And friends, can I just modify that opinion that there is no basis for Trump to attempt similar takeovers in other cities by saying there is no legal basis for Trump to attempt a similar takeover in other cities. The reason he can do it in D.C. is because D.C. is a federal city and there is a law on the books. And that law says, whenever the President of the United States determines that special conditions of an emergency nature exist which require the use of the Metropolitan Police Force for federal purposes, he, the President, may direct the mayor to provide him, and the mayor shall provide, such services of the Metropolitan Police Force as the President may deem necessary and appropriate. So, yes, friends, when you're president, they let you do it in D.C. Just grab them by the police department. But there is no such law empowering a president, authorizing a president to seize control of a police department in any of the 50 states, only Washington, D.C. Of course, when does Donald Trump believe he's constrained by the law? But again, friends, this is all a distraction. It is a dangerous distraction. He is endangering our police departments, both local and federal. He's endangering the National Guard soldiers who are deployed to the streets to do something for which they are not trained, civilian law enforcement. It's endangering the people of the District of Columbia, and it sure as hell is endangering the prospects of successful prosecutions, because the folks who are out there patrolling the streets have little idea of what MPD street patrol officers do every day to make sure they're complying with MPD's general orders. Those are the rules, regulations, and procedures that govern policing in the streets by MPD patrol officers, and the nuances of the Fourth Amendment's, prohibitions against unreasonable search and seizures in the streets. So yes, in a very real and direct way, this will endanger the prospect of successful prosecutions, none of which Donald Trump cares about. All he cares about is, well, one, grabbing dictatorial power, and two, distracting from the Trump, Epstein, Maxwell scandal. So you know what we might consider doing, friends? We might consider posting all day, every day, on every platform. Doesn't matter if you have 2 followers, 200 followers, or 2 million followers, posting all day, every day. Release the Epstein files. Trump and his flunkies flood the zone every day with garbage and nonsense and lies and propaganda. We should flood the zone all day, every day, across every platform with a request to release the Epstein files. Because, justice matters, and because it will really aggravate Donald Trump. It will keep the pressure on. And pressure bursts pipes. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.